Hello, YouTube fam. You're welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing good today. So, if you struggle with parting hair in preparation for braids, as I do, then you really want to watch this video right here, okay? Because in this video, I am going to pre-section this mannequin's head in preparation for medium-sized braids. You heard me right? Medium-sized braids, not mini, not jumbo, medium-sized, all right? So let's get right into it. The first thing that I do is part the hair down the middle. This is the foundation of everything you're going to do. So make sure that you do your best, that this line in the middle is really the middle. It's really the middle. Start from the nose and take it up if you have to, but make sure that that line is dividing the head into two equal parts on the left side and the right side, okay? And now we're going to focus on the left side. I'm going to do a part from the top, the tip of the ear, like all from the top of the the tip of the earlobe, all the way to the middle line that we made, all right? And that is our first section. And then I'm going to take another line from, okay, here I'm trying to adjust my line because, you know, my line was not really as straight as I wanted. It's not really down the middle. You have to make sure that it's, you know, two equal parts, remember. Also, don't bother so much that we are not making the parts very neat and layering, edge control and all that. This is just a sort of a guide to help you part your pre-section your hair, okay? So don't mind if the parts are not so neat. All right, so then I'm going to take another line from the middle all the way to where the other line ended. So the other one was from, you know, the top of the earlobe all the way to the middle. And then the other one started right where the other one ended. I hope that made sense, okay? And now we start sectioning the back section of the head. So what I'm going to do is make 2 rows on this back section, right? It's going to be 2 braids on each row, right? And remember, I'm focusing on one side of the head. So now we're focusing on the left side. And I'm saying on this left side, I'm going to do 2 braids. And I'm going to hold each pre-section with a rubber band just to, you know, make it clearly distinguished from the other parts. And so I'm doing 2 braids here, and which means on the other right side, I'm also going to do 2 braids, right? Now moving on to the second row, I'm also going to do 2 braids, but then I'm going to leave a small piece of hair and I'm going to pin it over there. And I'm going to explain why in a second. All right. Also remember that because these are box braids, I am trying to not make the braid, the sections, the boxes fall directly on top of each other. So you kind of like, you lay them like bricks. Yeah, I'm always looking for the word, but then I think it's like that. So you don't want to make the boxes lay directly on top of each other because, you know, if you have few braids, then it just looks really scanty. So you want to make them to kind of, you know, layer them like bricks so that it gives it the illusion of fullness. Okay, so we go now to the right part of the hair and we do the same thing that we did on the other side, right? And now the good thing about doing your hair in sections, like parting it in sections like this, is because you only have to really focus once to get the line to be the way you want. And then when you get to the other side, all you're doing is just kind of extending the line, you know, to the other side. You know what I mean? So you see, as I'm doing this line, I'm just trying to get it to the same. Of course, I'm a little bit off, but you know, you get the gist. So I'm just trying to make sure that that line just, you know, follows through. I'm not thinking too hard anymore. All right. So here is my back section on the right side, and I'm just going to part it into 2 for 2 braids like I did on the other side, right? 2 equal boxes for 2 braids. 2 braids, and then when we go to the second row, I'm going to do 2 braids as well. But that, remember that small piece of hair that we had kept at the top there? We're going to add some piece from the right side, add some hair, sorry, add a small piece of hair on the right side to that small piece that we left. And that's just because we want to make 5 braids on this row, on the second row. So the first row has 4 braids, the second row has 5 braids, and that way you're doing that layering that I was talking about so that it gives your braids the illusion of fullness. All right. All right, so as we continue sectioning, I'm just gonna take a quick minute here to remind you guys to give this video a thumbs up and also to subscribe to the channel, okay? For more content like this, just everyday busy mom with two kids trying to find time in her busy schedule to take care of her hair and her daughter's hair because she loves natural hair and also because she loves to save money, don't want to go to the salon all the time, all right? Okay, so moving on. Okay, now we are on the second section that we made at the beginning. And on this section, we're going to do 2 rows of braids, right? 2 rows. Now, remember that this is just a template. It's a guide. Depending on how big your head is or the shape of your head, you might find that in this section, you might do 3 rows or 4 or 5. Also, if you're doing like mini twists, you might do, smaller, you might do more rows, okay? So this is just for like a medium-sized twist, remember, and you might do it smaller or bigger depending on what you want. This is just a guide. But on this line, I'm going to do two braids on each side, and then I also left a small piece there in the middle. And the reason why I always leave that small piece to join with the hair, with a little bit of hair from the other side, is just to have that, that brick layering effect. Remember? Because we don't want the braids kind of lying directly on top of each other, because it makes it look, it's better when you do the brick layering method, because it gives it the illusion of fullness, especially when you're doing like bigger size braids, okay? So on this row, we end up having 5 braids as well. So remember, with the first row at the bottom, we had 4 braids. The next one, we had 5. And on this one, we also have 5. Now on this row, on the top here, this is our 4th row. We're going to have 4 braids in total, right? So approaching the crown here, I wasn't exactly sure how many parts I was going to do. I was contemplating 3 or 4, but since I wasn't sure, I decided to go to the front section. And then I decided to count how many we had at the back. And we have 4 on the first row, 3, 4, 5 on the second row, 5 on the third row, and then 4 on the top. So that's a total of 18. 18 is not bad for, medium-sized braids. This is a great number, especially for people like us who do our hair by ourselves. We don't want to get too tired by the time we're done. All right, so now going to the front, and this is where your neat lines at the back here will help you, because now you don't have to overthink how you're going to do the front. You're just extending the row all the way to the front of the head, you see. So I decided to do 2 boxes here. Depending on how your head is, the shape of your head or the size, you might find that the section here in the front is just enough for 1 braid. You might do 1. If you wanted to do mini braids, you might do 3 boxes there instead of 2. So it all depends, right? This is just a template, a guide, okay? And I hope it's helpful. Do let me know in the comment section if you find it helpful or not. Still let me know, okay? I just want you to say something in the comment section. My comment section's always so dry. Nobody's there. And I'm like, okay, guys, what's going on? Please say something, okay? All right, so going back to that crown, I now decided that I'm going to do 3 boxes, 3 box braids up there. And the one in the middle is going to be the key ingredient. This is the box braid that is going to help our line, our middle part, not to go on forever like some unending bridge. It's going to end somewhere at the crown, and that box braid there at the crown is going to stop that middle part. This is very important. I've seen people do braids where, I've not seen many, but because most people are pros, but sometimes you miss it, and then your line is looking like, what is this line never ending? Because you didn't put a strategic braid there at the crown to stop that middle part. All right, so this is extremely important, guys. All right, okay, so now we're going to the top 2 rows on the left side of the head, or is the right side, whatever. So on the side we're working on that 3rd row, I'm going to do 3 boxes, okay? All right. Just beautiful and so easy. Oh my God, working in sections like this is a dream. All right, so now that's our last section on the left side or whatever side we're working on. And here I'm going to do 4 boxes, right? 4. So we have 4 boxes here, which is great because this is important. You know, if you're going to wear your hair in the middle part, you know, you want the front to really be neat and, you know, beautiful. You don't want them to be too big that they don't look nice. Don't want them to be too small either because we're doing medium size. So just the perfect size shaped boxes. And we are done with with that one side, okay? And that's 11 braids that we're gonna do on this one side. So 2, 4, you know, 7, and then 11. There you go, 11. So you see, it's a reasonable number, especially if you don't want to do too many braids. I tell you, pre-sectioning my hair like this before the latest twist hairstyle that I did was a game changer. You know, before I struggle a lot with parting, but I always try to part as I braid it, and I just never realized how long that added to, you know, my total time. You know, this new way of doing it, pre-sectioning before you begin the braiding, it was like a game changer for me. It helped me save so much time, and it also helped me with the parting. My parting was more efficient, and I guess using rubber bands also made my parts neater for some reason. I don't know why. I guess because you have to kind of pull the hair so well before you start braiding. It was really great, and I'm gonna post that. That will be the next video that I post because I did some beautiful twists. Oh my God. I can't wait to share that video with you guys. All right. So yeah, so we're just gonna do the same thing that we did on the other side. So 2 braids on the first 2 rows, the third row 4 braids, sorry, 3 braids, and then the fourth, the very last one, 4 braids. And voila, we are done. Look at this. So amazing. So we have in all 11 braids on each side at the front, and then that makes 22, and we had 21 at the back. 43 braids. Look at that, 43. So you can even plan how you're gonna, you know, you can plan when you're preparing your extensions, you know how much you need. This is amazing to know beforehand how much you're gonna need, right? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and do let me know in the comment section, and do come back next time. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.